Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first Bible Workshop Chill Bible Study stream. I just want to check something real quick. Cool. My mic was on the title screen. I hope it didn't say anything dumb. Yeah, we're gonna just chill and take a look at the book of Numbers today. I've got my Bible here, and I'm going through this Bible reading plan. If you want to check that out for yourself, here's just a preview of it. I've got my copy right here, and you can see that I've started checking off some of those boxes already. And yeah, we're on the book of Numbers. So if you want to follow along on what we're doing on the stream, then feel free. This is a Bible in 3 years plan. But you'll also notice that there's no dates on it, which is intentional because I've really struggled to read the Bible in a year. And so I've had to find other ways to read the Bible. And so for me, this is really great because I could start it in April. I could start it in September. It doesn't really matter. And I won't feel like I'm behind or like I'm losing or anything like that. And actually, I've been going faster than one checkbox a week, which would be the Bible in about 3 years, with a little bit of cushion. But I've been going faster than I would have otherwise. And so doing a Bible in a year plan, I wouldn't have finished it. Doing the Bible in 3 years plan, I'm actually on track to do it in between 2 and 3 years, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the math, but faster than the 3 years as expected, which is another reason why there's no dates on here. So, yeah. You can join in reading with me on Zoom if you want. You can scan the QR code, or there's a link in the description below, or you can just feel free to jump in the chat and say hi. Whatever you are most comfortable with is cool with me. So I'm just gonna sit here and read the book of Numbers, and if any chats pop up, then I'll take a look at those. And if anything cool stands out to me in the text here, then I will shout that out as well, and maybe we'll do some stuff on screen here if something interesting pops up. But yeah, welcome. Feel free. Listen to some cool tunes by the Lo-Fi Christian. Yeah, we're not jumping into any sort of denominational, traditional church stuff. We're just trying to read the Bible as Jesus would read it. He obviously didn't have the New Testament in front of him. He was living the New Testament. But, Jesus had all of the Old Testament in front of him. And so I think that's pretty cool to kind of try to not look at it through an American lens, but how would someone in ancient Israel be reading this? Especially Jesus. So I'm going to stop talking now. Fun fact, the book of Numbers was originally called In the Wilderness, which is a much cooler title. But the Hebrew word for numbers literally means census, which is, I think, the first heading for the book of Numbers. Got my coffee, my banana bread. Looks like we're jumping into the 12 tribes again here in this census. We got Reuben. Who else we got? Here's Simeon, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, let's see. Oh, the sons of Joseph, Ephraim, Elishama, Manasseh, Benjamin, Dan, Asher, Gad, Naphtali. Is that 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Are there 14 tribes? There are 12 tribes. But which, I know he has 14 kids, right? Let's look that up. How many sons did Jacob have? 12 sons. Okay. And 1 daughter. Oh, but okay. Wait. Yes. 12, right? Okay. Did I mis-highlight? We got Reuben, we got Simeon. We skipped Levi. Levi is not listed here. That's interesting. Judah. Issachar is down there. Zebulun. Joseph. Oh yeah, I did mis-highlight. Okay, so we got Reuben is on there. Simeon is on there. Judah is on there. Issachar. I wonder if Issachar is like after Isaac, his father. Zebulun is on there. Joseph, yes. Ephraim is not on there. Of Manasseh's not on there. Benjamin is on there, yeah. And I think the rest are Benjamin. Yeah. Dan. Yeah. Asher. Gad. Naphtali. Interesting. Numbers 1. Let's do Numbers 1. Names of men. Let's see. Yeah, I know what it says. I want to commentary. I should have put that. Okay. All right. Let's share my screen here so you guys can see what's going on. This is Bible Hub, and I'll typically pull up this view on Bible Hub so that I can see all of these different commentaries all at the same time, so I can get a variety of perspectives. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Starting in verse 5, yeah, okay. So, Cambridge says the 24 names, that's a significant number. So, 1, 2, wait. Hold on, what? There's 1, 8. Some are unknown. Huh. Okay, 1 to 43. That's not very. Come on, Matthew Henry. What are you doing giving us one paragraph for numbers 1 to 43? Or verses 1 to 43? That's crazy. Okay. Okay, we're looking at chapters 1 to 10 at most today, but we'll see how long that takes. Okay, what is this? Keel and Delisich on the right here. Okay. And at every tribe, technical expression, subdivisions, heads of the tribe mentioned by name. That's number 2, 3. Called men of the congregation, representatives of the tribe. Interesting. But why are some of the names different or missing? Because if we go back here, okay, here's the AI overview of the 12 tribes. Don't usually use the AI overview for much, but if I just need a quick fact, that's well known. It's not too bad. But it's like, who is Ephraim? And why is he suddenly leading one of these tribes? And why do we have, I did miscount, but because this one, not this one, but the rest. Okay, that should give us 13, right? Maybe it's the AI that's throwing it off. Sons of Jacob. Let's do 13 sons of Jacob. Because, yeah, okay, 12 sons and then one daughter, Dinah. is okay. Reuben, Simeon, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh. Manasseh is also not on there. Benjamin, yes. So, 10, Asher, Gad, Naphtali. Be 11. So these are the two that I'm caught up on, is Ephraim and Manasseh. That's what I need to find out. Who is Manasseh in the 12 tribes of Israel? Manasseh, the first son of Joseph. Oh. Maybe that's... Is that why it's included in the same paragraph here? Because they're all mostly broken up into their own little section. Okay, so that was Manasseh, son of Joseph. Okay, Manasseh. Oh, I'm using the wrong pen. I was like, why is that writing weird? Son of Joseph. And Ephraim, that's the other one. E-P, Ephraim. There we go. Another son of Joseph. We'll just put sons of Joseph. There we go. Okay then, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Joseph is 6. Skip down to Benjamin at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because Levi was skipped. Okay, we figured it out. we got our tribes again. I always make it a point whenever the tribes of Israel come up to make sure that I'm keeping track of what's going on with the tribes, because things end up getting pretty complicated, and so I always want to make sure that I'm keeping my place in kind of the evolution of the tribes. And so it sounds like things are starting to expand now, because now you have several sons of the sons of Israel, of Jacob, spreading out and doing their thing. And so I think things are about to get more complicated. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's turn here. Now I just need to find out what is going on with the tribe of Levi. Oh, because they're... Okay. I think I missed it. I just had a flashback. These are the names of the men who will stand with you. Because... Take a census. 20 years old and upward. Able to go out to war. I think that's the key line. Why Levi is missing. Because the Levites are the priests. Priests. That always trips me up. Priests. So I'm guessing the priests are supposed to do priestly things and not war things. Okay, cool. Leaders of their fathers' tribes, who were the heads of the division of Israel. This word divisions would be thousands or clans. I know that's a tricky word in the Old Testament, especially when you're talking about military stuff. Anytime it's like 10,000 or 6,000 or could be 6 military units. Or just like, these are the divisions, the clans, whatever, you know? That's tricky stuff. Yeah, Israel's kind of grown at this point. Because I feel like before, it was probably like as they're wandering around in the wilderness. I just got through Leviticus, which is like the high point. They went to Mount Sinai. And so they're kind of like narratively halfway through their time in the wilderness. I don't know about the actual timeline, but they probably started, the people who left Egypt, as like, hey, we can pretty much know everyone by name. Like there's 12 families and they got a few kids each. And so that's gonna be, I don't know, not a ton of people. Right? Well, actually, they were in Egypt for a while, so it's bigger than that. But like, a couple hundred people. Best guess, off the top of my head. Right? I don't know. But now they've grown to the point where it's like the next generation is taking over leadership. So it's a lot more complicated. How many Israelites left Egypt? $600,000. See, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, interpretations differ. Yeah, because it's that same word, the Hebrew word aleph, translated as 1,000, could mean clans or units. So 600 units, I think that makes a lot more sense, personally. Yeah, total population closer to tens of thousands. So I was off. Surprise, right? Just ballparking in my head, not doing research. But yeah, I think tens of thousands, that makes sense. And that's easy enough for like the right people to know the right people, if that makes sense. You have all of the leaders of the clans who know everyone. But now it's getting to the point where my manna, my quail, right? And so they're at the point where they gotta organize a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right, they are still in the wilderness of Sinai. So they've come down off the mountain, and now they are wandering around. Oh wow, we get like actual numbers. Okay, let's jump in. We got 11 tribes. So the tribe of Reuben, 46,500. And Simeon was 59,300. And this is only men above the age of 20. Or 20 or above. Yeah. Yeah, so potentially they've grown like the size that they were when they left Egypt is the size of what one tribe is now, which is crazy. They're also definitely rounding. Like anytime that you see numbers in the Bible, they're most likely rounding. If there's a specific number in the Bible, then it probably means something. And that's one of the skills that I'm working on is like numerology in the Bible. Because it's not like every number means something, but there are some important numbers. 3, 7, 10, 12 are kind of like, and 40 are the most common of them. And then anytime that you see multiples of that, so like 14, 21, which would be for 7, or the 40 years in the wilderness, there's a 400-year gap, I believe, between Esther and Jesus, or the return from exile to Jesus, something like that. Don't quote me on that. Again, I'm not. This is all off the top of my head. Let's see. Okay. Tribe of Gad. 45,650. Judah, 74,600. This is interesting. Is this phrase repeated every time? Okay. Now the sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their genealogical registration of their families by their fathers' households, according to the number of names, head by head, every male, 20 years, whoever is able to go out to war. Yeah, it's the same-ish phrase repeated every time that they do the census. Same, like, general ideas. Fathers' households, number of men, number of names, head by head, every male, 20 years and upward, able to go to war. They repeat that for every tribe. See, I want to look at these patterns. Not because it's like I need to read every single one. If every single one says the same thing, then it's like, okay, let's get the idea and then copy paste, right? But oftentimes what'll happen is we'll get a pattern, and then the pattern will suddenly break and shift. And that's a really important thing to pay attention to. And so whenever you see these repeated paragraphs and phrases, they seem really boring, but it's important to kind of get the gist of it, just to see if it repeats the whole time or if it breaks at the end. Okay, that was Issachar. This is Zebulun. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Ephraim. Manasseh. And Benjamin. Dan. It's like you got names like Zebulun, and then you have Dan. Like, oh, all right. That one's, I can pronounce that one. Okay, here we go. Asher. Naphtali. Okay. Okay, all of the numbered men were 603,000. Which wouldn't make sense if they left Egypt with 600,000. That does not make sense. They spent all this time being fruitful and multiplying, and they get an extra 3,550 people. I don't think so. I don't know. That's why reading the Bible, or I guess in this case translating the Bible in context, is so important. Okay, here we go. Next section. Levites exempted. That's kind of a break in pattern, because I think they keep the pattern for everything. For all the tribes. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What? Did I miscount? Oh, because Manasseh gets one. And Ephraim gets one. Oh. So Joseph actually splits off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're back to 12. We're at 12 groups for the military so that the Levites can be exempt. So Joseph, right? Ephraim and Manasseh, putting those two together, he's got 72,700, which together would make the sons of Joseph the second largest tribe after Judah. Interesting. Because I believe Judah is going to continue to be important. So it's interesting that Judah isn't the one that splits, but Joseph is the one that splits. Judah is eventually the name of the southern country of former Israel after their civil war. So interesting note. Okay, Levites. I'm in still chapter 1, verse 47. They were not numbered. Levi, you shall not number. I'm going to highlight that. Nor take their census. Interesting. Why not take it? Well, I mean, if it's only for military purposes, I get that. But again, we're looking at the break-in pattern now. Why is that significant? Okay. You shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, which is, honestly, I feel like kind of a cooler way to say Ark of the Covenant. I like tabernacle of the testimony. It's pretty wild. Well, I guess the tabernacle is the whole thing, and the ark is just inside. They shall carry the tabernacle. They shall also camp around the tabernacle, because I think we're going to get into like the construction, the organization of how the tribes were laid out. And I think the tabernacle is going to be in the center. It says like the tabernacle, and then the Levites, and then everyone else. It actually mirrors the Garden of Eden and the temple itself, the temple and the tabernacle, because it's like kind of outer area where everyone can be, inner area where the priest is, and then innermost area where God dwells, and it's the Holy of Holies. Only the high priest goes in there. Interesting. So even, wow. I've been looking at that pattern too. I knew it was the construction of the temple and the construction of Eden, but actually I didn't realize that it was the tribes potentially as well. So let's see if that works out. Oof. Put to death. Crazy. They say it again, Levites shall camp around the tabernacle. Oh, they're kind of like the barrier between the tabernacle and the rest of the tribes. All right, we finished chapter 1. Whew. There's a lot, even in something like that, where it's like just names mostly. Whew. That can get pretty crazy. Let me put a note here. Joseph splits not Judah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. All right, chapter 2, arrangement of the camps. Here we go. Camp around the tent of meeting at a distance. Oh. Yep. Yep, okay. So the center is the tabernacle. The middle is the Levites. And then the outer is the 12 tribes. Cool. All right, tribes on the east side. Here's another wild thing. Whenever people move east, they're supposedly getting farther away from God. That's kind of like the narrative thing, because God plants a garden in the east, so it's east from him, but then he's in the garden. And then when Adam and Eve get kicked out, they go to the east, and Lot goes to the east when he splits off from Abraham, and they keep moving east throughout the Bible. So whenever you see that, even east-west is kind of a cool pattern. Okay, east side Israel. I like this phrase, toward the sunrise. Yes, I will camp toward the sunrise. It's a fun way to say east. Okay. What does it mean? Shall be of the standard of the camp of Judah. Let's go back to our commentary site. Numbers 2:2 commentary. Okay, what do you got? Okay, yeah. Each by his own standard. Yeah. There are 4 great standards according to Benson. Okay. Each tribe has a standard according to Cambridge. Each family has a sign, any kind of mark. Yeah, what does that mean? Not letting me click on it. The meaning of the word deghel is probably closer pronunciation. Deghel. You have to do the H with your throat. Is doubtful. Denotes something looked at or conspicuous. Might be derived banner. Okay. The sons of Israel shall camp, each by his own banner. I think that makes a lot more sense, honestly. Someone under a company or battalion. I think that's the same idea as banner. You camp under the banner of tribe of Judah, for instance. Yeah. Let's look at that at Blue Letter Bible. This is the site that I use for looking up Hebrew words. And I'll put all of these. These should all be in the link tree, actually, except for what's this one? Bible Hub. I'll add that to the link tree as soon as I can. Numbers 2:2. It pulled it up in the King James. I like the NASB 20. It's a good balance of accuracy and easy to read. So we'll go to Numbers, and we will scroll down. Shall camp each by his own standard with the banners. Oh, but it says... So then standard could be like company. With your own group. By your banner, sort of thing. So this is the one, deghel.
Strong's H 1714. Deghel.
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 It's less throaty than I thought. Yeah, it says banner or standard is how it's translated. Interesting that the outline is only this one usage. Usually you can get kind of a full idea, but it's all in the book of Numbers except for the book of Songs. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Interesting. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's like numbers, song of songs. Let's look at the other one that's actually translated banners. Sign, token, ensign, miracle, mark, sign or signal. Yeah, okay. Something that Something distinguishing is what that means. All right, let's look at the NIV. This one's just on Bible Gateway. I guess I should add that to the link tree too. I was kind of just assuming when you search like a passage of the Bible, this is like the first thing that pops up. But yeah, let's look at Numbers chapter 2. See what the NIV says, because this is what most people will probably be reading. Yeah, under their standard. Interesting. So standard means banner or group. I like group better, personally. Yeah, it's kind of an abstract Hebrew word, because then like it would be translated differently for Song of Songs, right? Because a group wouldn't make sense here. You're not gonna bring it up. This one. There we go. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his group over me was love. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Banner makes a little more sense. Like, it says it's figurative, but it's like his... I don't know. It's a tricky word. Sometimes there's just words that mean two really different things. And that's okay. We can do our best in English, but sometimes our best can be a little confusing. Because we wouldn't say in English, each by his own banner, with the banners of their fathers' households. That doesn't make sense in English. So they try to translate it differently. But then in changing it, then it just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Standard. Standard means something different in English. I'm not a fan of that translation personally, but sometimes you just gotta do the work, right? Okay, Standard Camp of Judah. Okay, so people in the east, we've got Nashon, we've got Issachar. Oh, okay, so Camp of Judah led by Nashon, tribe of Issachar led by Nethanel. I'm probably saying that wrong. Tribe of Zebulun, and the leader is Eliab. I don't know what of these names is going to be important later, so I'm just like highlighting all of them. Men of the camp of Judah was 186,400. Okay, so Judah is in the east. On the south will be Reuben. And Elazar will be the leader. Tribe of Simeon. Oh man, what is that name? Shalumiel. Shalumiel. That's a tough one. Oh man. Then the tribe of Gad. Eliasaph. There we go. Okay, so we got so far Judah in the east and Reuben in the south, and then they've got kind of like their people around them. Tent of meeting. Levites. Okay, on the west. Here we go. On the south. Okay, let's draw some arrows here just to make it make sense, because we got the camps on the east side, and then we got camps on the south side, and now we got camps on the west side, led by Ephraim and their armies. Leader of Ephraim shall be Elishama. Next to him will be the tribe of Manasseh. The leader is, oh man, these names are killing me. Oh, Gamaliel. Whew. Man, I would not want to read this in church. That would be wild. Okay, then the tribe of Benjamin. The leader of Benjamin is Abidan. And they've got 108,000 people. Men by their armies. So men above the age of 20. What was the other one? There we go. 151. So we got 186, 151, 108 on the south side. Okay, now on the north side. Led by the camp of Dan. And Ahiezer will lead Dan. Asher is next to him, led by Pagiel. Then Naphtali, led by Ahira. And tribe of Dan. Camp of Dan was 157. Oh, yeah, it distinguishes. The camp of Dan, the camp of Ephraim, the camp of Reuben, and where is it? Camp of Judah. The camp of the Levites. So we've got Levi, and then to the east is Judah, to the west is Ephraim, to the south is Reuben, and to the north is Dan. Up, down, left, right. Who is in the tribe of Ephraim? Because they're in the west, which is the opposite of getting farther from God. We have Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin. Benjamin comes up. Benjamin is the tribe of King Saul, I believe. Does Jesus come from Judah? That's a good question. I'm gonna look that up. tribe? It's Judah, right? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's the Lion of Judah. That makes sense. I knew that. Okay, what tribe is David from? Also tribe of Judah, makes sense. And then Saul, tribe of Benjamin. Okay, interesting. So there's kind of like a reversal here. Like Benjamin is closer to God, metaphorically, but then Saul does a bad job being king and goes farther from God. Meanwhile, David, despite his mistakes, is considered the best king of Israel. And he's on the east side and moves people closer to God. And Jesus obviously redeems the farthest tribe towards God by being himself. And the Levites were not numbered. Cool. That is chapter 2. On to chapter 3. Levites to be priesthood. Talked a lot about the other tribes, not a lot about the Levites. Okay, sons of Aaron. Nadab, Abihu, and Eleazar, and Ithamar. They are the anointed priests. Oh, but Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord when they offered strange fire. And they had no children. Strange fire, I believe, is just like an offering, like they did the offerings wrong. They did something with their sacrifice that was like incorrect from everything that we talked about in the book of Leviticus. But let me look up that phrase. Well, let's do it here. Numbers 3-4. Okay, let's do that. The incident referred to here is related to Leviticus 10, 1-7. Okay. This is why reading the Bible as one story is so important. 10, 1-7. Okay. Oh, yeah. No wonder it sounded familiar. Okay. Yeah, they placed incense on it and offered strange fire before the Lord. Numbers 3-4. Yeah, and a fire came out from the presence of the Lord and consumed them, and they died. Whew. Either the incense which they burnt was not made in accordance to the divine prescription, or the fire was not taken from the proper place. Yeah, not in accordance with the regular ritual. I was wondering why I knew that. I saw the phrase strange fire, and I was just like, oh yeah, the incorrect offering. But that makes sense. So that was Leviticus 10, 1. Gotta write it in the margin here. Leviticus 10:1. All right. Okay. Oh, I should probably explain that in my notes. Incorrect. What was it? Incense, fire, offering. Yeah. God really takes this stuff seriously. And if you want to know why he takes it so seriously, take a look at the patterns in the book of Leviticus. Because that's all about, like, being holy and clean, basically. The term clean and unclean, like, that is, like, heavily peppered through Leviticus. And so it's, I think, partially about survival, and but especially about being different from the surrounding cultures. And so whenever someone messes up on something, it's serious, because it's like, hey, I told you not to do the things that are bad for you. Whether it's just like a cleanliness practice or cleanliness in the term of, like, don't be doing the bad things other people are doing. All right. They had no kids. That's unfortunate for them. No children highlighted. So that leaves 2 sons, Eleazar and Ithamar. Eleazar, that's familiar. I don't know why yet. Is he like the next high priest or something? Lots of repeated stuff. Yeah. Person who comes close, who's not supposed to be there, shall be put to death. Takes it very seriously. I think it's more about protection, though, than, like, divine judgment. Like, hey, stay back from the literal, like, presence of God, holy presence of God, if you have no business being there. Which is why he sends Jesus to bridge the gap. Makes sense. Behold, I have taken the Levites. I have taken the Levites from among the sons of Israel instead of every firstborn. Interesting. The first issue of the womb among the sons of Israel. Oh, the first issued, not like a problem. So the Levites shall be mine, for the firstborn are mine. Struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. Sanctified to myself all the firstborn in Israel. They shall be mine. I am the Lord. It's like, I have spoken. Interesting. Because the firstborn is very important culturally. Like, they are the one who receives inheritance, the bulk of the inheritance, and they can't carry on like the main branch of the family. But now he's saying the Levites are the firstborn of the tribes, and they're supposed to carry on what God has set out for them. That's why Jacob steals Esau's blessing there's a consistent pattern of like younger brothers getting blessings over older brothers, like with I think Cain is the firstborn between Cain and Abel, but then Cain and Seth is the one who continues the line, and then you have Ishmael and Isaac, and then Jacob and Esau. So there's like a clear pattern there. Yeah. These are the sons of Levi by their names. Oh, whew. Is it going down the whole list now? Number of the sons of Levi by their fathers' households. Every male from a month old and upward. Whew. Getting more specific on this one. Okay, so sons of Levi are Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. There's three sons. So then we have Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Gershon was the family of the Libnites and the Shimeites. Don't know how they're connected. Oh, I still have the thing up. Oops. 7,500 in the Levites. The families of the Gershonites, okay, were to camp behind the tabernacle westward. Interesting. So they're actually closer to God, and the rest of the Levites are farther from God. I'll just draw an arrow connecting those passages. Duties of the priests. I think we're gonna stop after chapter 3 here. We're about halfway through. I do want to know 21, numbers 3, 21. Nice note here that the narrative alterates with commands, which is an indicator that Numbers had more than one author. Thank you, Cambridge. That is what? As for 21, why are you giving me 43? Does anyone specifically talk about verse 21? Please. Okay. The Gershonites were divided into two. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Duh, I missed it. Okay, because Gershon had two sons, Libni and Shimei. And that's okay. Gotcha. So they are split up. Interesting. So they're to the west. We've got the west half covered. And then I guess that means Kohath and Merari would be on the east half, right? It doesn't explicitly say that, but I think that's implied. So we'll say Gershon is this way. And then we've got Kohath and Merari this way. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta remember to go back here. They are in charge of everything in the tent of the meeting and the tabernacle. Kohath is what we're looking at now. Hebrew Knights and Uzzielites. It's weird because it divides it into a different section, but it's continuing. The sections weren't originally here in the Bible, and so it's important that we read it all together. Surprise. Okay. Oh, okay. So, see, it threw me off. The section threw me off. Kohath is to the south. Okay. Okay. Okay, it does go into their duties a little bit, but it's still, that's a confusing distinction to make. Why would they do that? The ark, the table, the lamps, and the altars. Yeah, why would you divide that? It's so dumb. Okay, and then Eleazar. Aaron. Okay, here, yeah, Eleazar. That was familiar. Eleazar, son of Aaron, was the chief of the leaders of Levi. Okay. And now Merari. Malites and the Mushiites. They were 6,200. And they were on the northward side. So no one's on the east. Unless you tell me here. Okay. Yeah, they are. Those were to camp before the time eastward. Moses and Aaron and his sons. Interesting, because Moses and Aaron are farther from God. Moses is going to make some mistakes coming up. Aaron has already made some mistakes, even though he's the high priest. He was responsible for the golden calf. And you got 22,000 Levites. Interesting. And then again, take the Levites for me instead of the firstborn. And then the cattle of the Levites instead of all the firstborn of the cattle. Interesting. This is the first specific non-rounded number that we get. All the firstborn males by the number of names from month old and upward in the tribe of Levi. 22,273. Question is, why is this one specific? Let's look into that real quick. What is that? Verse 43. Let's go back over here. 43. $22,203.13. Is a score 20? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Extremely small number of the firstborn proportion to a male population. 7,000. Ground for the historical truth of the narrative. Conclusion that there was only one firstborn to 44 males. Huh. Invented so many colonies. Whoa. There's a lot of text. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like a 1 to, what was it, 44 ratio? Yeah. That means every family would have 40 plus kids, potentially, on average. I don't know, I feel like it's talking about Levi, is it not? We're like, Levites, and then all of a sudden it's like just not Levites. Did we get, no, we didn't get a number earlier, right? On the Levites? Yeah, because they weren't numbered earlier. Because that was for war purposes. $8,600. Where's my calculator? Let's do calculator here. Calculator. Okay, so we've got 8,600 in Kohath. Hey, Clicksbro 2.0. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Let's see. Then Merari 6,200. Did I miss one? Every male from a month old upward was 22,000. We have, why? So it's got to be two different authors, right, doing this? Because we get in Numbers 3:39, every male from a month old upward was 22,000. And then in Numbers 3:43, 22,273. Why is that a specific number? Oh, and then Gershon, because they put it in a different section. 7,500. 22,300, yeah. So the first author rounds down to 22,000. The next contributor to the Book of Numbers has a hyper-specific number that is... Yeah, because the total is 22,300 according to what's written. But then under the firstborn redeemed, verse 43, that's 27 less. All the firstborn males. See, but this is talking about the tribe of Levi. So why would... Of course it's not talking about all the firstborns of Israel, is it? Because these are the new firstborn. I feel like that's... Unless I'm like onto something that's just not there. The number of firstborn and that of the Levites. Man, did we just like stumble onto like a rabbit hole here? That's wild. Because if we look at the other tribes, right? If we look at the number of men 20 and up, there's 186, 151, 108, 157, 600. Let's okay, pull up the calculator again here. Where'd my calculator go? There it is. Let's do some averages here. So this is the camp of Judah, so several tribes. Was, well, actually, yeah, I guess if we really want to do this, I can already tell by the numbers, right? This makes sense, because we have Reuben was 46,500. 46,500. 59,300. 45,650. 74,600. 54,400. 57,400. 40,500. 32,200. 35,400. 62,700. 41,500. 53,400. I'm stupid. They literally put the total at the end. All the even numbered men were 600. All the numbered men were 603,550. 603,550. Okay. Divided by 12 is 50,295.83. So 50,296 is the average number of men above the age of 20 in each of the tribes, right? But if we look at 22,273, so we'll use that to divide 22,273 firstborns would be 2.258 children per family. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think if this is firstborn males in Levi, then that's 2 to 3 kids per family. I think that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why it goes into all this. Oh, man. Okay. So, 22K firstborn in Levi would be 2 to 3 kids per family. But it says Moses numbered all the firstborn among the sons of Israel. And that would be crazy. So I get why it's an issue, because that doesn't make sense if that's 22,000 for everyone. Well, yeah, because, I mean, look at this. It has to be, because all the numbered men of the Levites, every male from a month old and upward was 22,000. All the firstborn, by the number of names from a month old and upward, 22,000. It has to be. Because the Levites are the new firstborn. And so that makes sense, because then the firstborn of the firstborn would be 22,000. Even though it says among the sons of Israel. Unless there's some sort of literary thing going on that I'm just like not catching, I think that's got to be it. At least as best as I can tell. Because why would every male from a month old and upward be 22,000? Why would that be the same as the firstborn of everyone? Why? That's what I have to ask. That's wild. That's my theory. That's my theory. Is that firstborn equals Levites? That number is too close to not be suspicious, right? Because if you round 22,273 down, it's 22,000, which is the exact number that's listed for the Levites. Maybe I'm spiraling for no reason. But it just stands out to me. Because it's like total round numbers down to the 10 for everything. And then all of a sudden 22,273. Oh. Well, there goes my theory. I should have read just a little bit farther. Take the Levites instead of all the firstborn. For the ransom of the 273 of the firstborn who are in excess beyond the Levites. No. Firstborn does not equal Levites. Never mind. So then that number doesn't make sense. 22,273 firstborn. For all of those people, it has to be the prior generation or something like that. They have to be counting the firstborn of the previous generation. Because, I mean, you know it's wild when the commentaries don't, like, know what's going on, right? Yeah. But who were included under the designation firstborn is a matter of dispute. Yeah, 1%. All the theories are artificial, arbitrary, and unsatisfactory. Yeah, there's tons of ways that you could slice this. So, I gotta cross this out too. I don't know. I thought I was onto something. I thought I was cooking. Turns out I wasn't. Turns out that even the smartest people don't know. And you know what? That's okay. Some things we're just not gonna know because it's like, why would I describe what a giraffe is? If I say giraffe, everyone knows what a giraffe is. That's what they're doing, is they're just saying, yeah, it's firstborn. Everyone knows what the firstborn is, right? Not to mention that someone several thousand years later is going to read this on a live stream, whatever that is, right? Okay, ransom for the 273. Check the money. 1,365. Again, a specific number. Just as the Lord had commanded Moses. All right. Well, that has been Numbers chapters 1 through 3. So I can't check off the box on my reading plan just yet, but if you want to take a look at the reading plan and print it out for yourself, there's a link in the Bible resources, free Bible resources link in the description below. And yeah, I'm going to keep working towards chapter 10 this week. We'll see. If you tune in next week, we'll see if we finish chapter 10 by then. And then, maybe we'll start with chapter 11, but who knows. I will just pick up wherever I leave off. So thank you for everyone who tuned in and who's watching back, and hope you have a pleasant day. We'll be here next week.